Qiao Fu never believed in the ghost god. He kicked the statue of the king of hell into the water. Then he stepped on the river. He left a row of 35 horse-long footprints. Not long after, a merchant passed by here. He saw him holding the statue up, and he carefully wiped the footprints left on it. Finally, he brought the statue back to the king of hell. But after the king of hell appeared, he had a suspicious result for the two people. On this day, Qiao Fu rushed home with 2 bundles of wood, full of harvest. Not only did he have a happy smile on his face, but there was also an unexpected storm. It was sunny, but it suddenly rained heavily. Qiao Fu had to speed up, but no matter how he speeds up, the rain can always fall on himself. Just when Qiao Fu was worried, he suddenly found a temple not far away. So he sped up and prepared to go to the temple first to avoid the rain. After lifting his legs and crossing a river of water, Qiao Fu finally came to the gate of the temple. He was in a hurry to go home. He didn't plan to go in and rest. Fortunately, it was heavy rain and he was in a hurry to go. Just 2 minutes later, he disappeared without a trace. So Qiao Fu picked up today's harvest. He kept saying that he would continue to rush home. But when he came to the water, he was stopped. Looking at the wide river in front of him, Qiao Fu was a little confused. He was fine when he came, but he couldn't go back. So Qiao Fu turned around and went back to the temple. He wanted to remove the pillar at the door to help him cross the river. However, the quality of this temple was too good. Qiao Fu spent a lot of effort and couldn't do it well. So he pushed open the gate of the temple. But he saw a few statues in the temple. Qiao Fu walked in without hesitation. He measured the height of the green ghost next to him with his hand. He found that it was a little short. Then he put the target on the king of hell in the middle. After measuring, he found that the height was just right. So he took off his sleeve and was ready to move the statue away. With the desire to go home, Qiao Fu came to the river soon. Then he put the statue on the ground, he lifted his legs and kicked it into the river. Finally, he picked up today's harvest, he stepped on the statue and crossed the river. He left a row of dirty footprints on it. Not long after, a merchant passed by here. He saw the statue of the king of hell in the river. The bag was full of money, so his footsteps became happy. Soon he found the king of hell temple not far from here. But what surprised him was the merchant knelt down in a double kowtow. He began to bow 3 times in the direction of the temple. It turned out that he was still a devout believer. He hoped that the king of hell could bless himself to be rich and rich. Because his attitude was very devout, he didn't find that the one under his feet was the one he bowed to. The merchant bowed all the way to the temple. But when he raised his head, he was still there. He only saw the statue of the king of hell on the stage. He wiped his eyes with disbelief. This confirmed that he was right. So the merchant began to look around. He searched all the way to the river, but he was accidentally run over by the statue under his feet. The merchant was shocked. This was the last thing he did. So he knelt on the ground and kept kneeling. He hoped to be forgiven by the king of hell. Then he used all his strength to pull the statue to the shore, and he lifted it. Looking at the king of hell with a face full of water, the merchant carefully wiped it for him. But when he came to the back, he was scared. It turned out that the king of hell's back was full of footprints. Then the merchant took off his shoes and carefully compared them. He found that it was not after he had done it that he began to wipe it carefully. Then he took the king of hell statue back to the temple, and he offered 2 incense sticks. After the first kowtow, he left in peace. But the merchant had just left. The king of hell appeared. He raised his hand and wrote the word of death on the token, and ordered the little devils on both sides to go and catch people. The 2 little devils flew up and picked up the token on the ground. Among them, the green little devil thought it must be the bridgeman, because he not only wanted to tear down the temple, but also threw the king of hell statue into the river. But the king of hell turned his head and denied what he said. The blue little devil next to him was confused. Is he going to catch the merchant? But he not only brought you back to the temple, even his attitude toward you was very sincere. However, the king of hell showed his hands and said, "You can do as you like." Although the two little devils were confused, they could only obediently carry out the order, and the merchant had not gone very far yet. This kowtow to the future was full of hope for him. Unexpectedly, the king of hell flew out for 4 seconds at this time. He only saw his big hand and a flash of wind. The two little devils also held the token on the ground. The merchant was shocked. He knelt on the ground and kept kowtowing, but he didn't know what he had done wrong. At this time, the king of hell threw out the incense sticks he had just offered. But when he was in front of the merchant, it turned into a token with the word of death. Then the two little devils flew towards the merchant. The chain in his hand was tightly fastened around his neck. The merchant begged for mercy, and he said he would use all his money to buy himself a life. But the two little devils were confused. They wanted to take the merchant to the king of hell. They saw that their lives were about to be in danger. The merchant could no longer take care of his faith. At that moment, an unprecedented force broke out to free the two little devils. And the king of hell saw his mentality change at this moment. He turned around and fled back to the temple. After that, the merchant fell from 1,000 meters high. He saw the incense sticks he had offered in front of him. He suddenly woke up like a dream. And from then on, the merchant no longer believed in the god hell. Finally, please think about a question. Why did the king of hell punish the one who believed in his merchant instead of the one who was disrespectful to himself? Please leave your unique opinion in the comment section.